Welcome to Schoolhouse Lock. We are going to get up close and personal with the anatomy of a lock to give you a better sense of what you're actually doing when you pick a lock. Just a caveat, it is good to get used to doing this by feel, just because locks out in the wild don't look like this. They're not clear. That would defeat the purpose. So you may have seen animations or diagrams of what the inside of a lock looks like, but maybe not necessarily what it actually looks like to scale. So here we go. So inside most pin tumbler locks, which is a pretty standard type of lock, you have these sets of pins. This last one is not an actual pin, it's just a retaining pin. So you have two stacks. On the top, you have driver pins, which are always all cut to the same size. And then the bottom stack, you can see the little lines there where they switch. You have key pins. Those are all cut to different sizes, and that's what makes keys those different jagged shapes and makes each one unique. And so what you're doing basically when you pick a lock is sort of replicating a key one by one pin at a time instead of all at once. What you're trying to do is once all of the key pins, once all of the driver pins are lifted above this line, some people call that the shear line, where you've got the plug separated from the actual housing body of the lock, then once they're all above, then that lets a lock open and turn. And then when a lock opens and turns, unlatches this padlock. So what you're basically doing is lining up all of these driver pins. This is a very cheap lock, so it opens very quickly. So what that did is turned this so that it unlatches a little tooth here, and the shackle is spring-loaded, so it pops up. And so pretty much most of the locks you're going to be picking as a beginner lock picker are this exact same mechanism, just with different amounts of pins. And so what you're doing is basically lifting them up one at a time. They're all spring-loaded, but once you've actually set it in place while keeping really light tension on it, it's going to feel really loose underneath because it's not, the spring-loaded bit isn't springing back down anymore. So that's why you keep tension on it. Hold them all into place until they're all set. So this is what the inside of a lock looks like. Happy picking!